Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Local Lowdown podcast. We are located in South Central Texas. On this podcast, we do a weekly review of all the newspapers in Lavaca County, Texas, and also the Luling Newsboy and Signal located in Luling, Texas. After the reviews, we will have a conversation about different subjects all over the Lone Star State. Some of these things can get quite comical. Thanks for listening. And now, here are your hosts, Murray and Michelle.
Hello everybody, this is Murray back with you for the August 19th and 20th, 2026 editions of the Local Lowdown podcast. And I've got my co-host Michelle back here with me. How are you, Michelle?
I'm so much better than you since you had stale Rice Krispies this morning.
Yeah, I damn sure did. I dang sure did.
Goodness, it's been rough.
This is a family show. For those of you that don't know that we've sort of changed how we do things, we're not going to cover page by page in these papers. It'll be front page, obituaries, columns, and sports, and then anything else that we feel like deserves recognition.
And as of right now, it's PG-13, but it may change to R. We'll let you know.
Yeah, you never know, depending on what's happened in our lives the day before. Alrighty, well, I guess we're going to start off with the flagship, the Hallettsville Tribune Herald, and Michelle's going to give you the front page right now.
And there's a lot of county news this week, so as we go through the papers, you're going to hear a lot of just like, hey, we already covered this, because like we said, there was a lot going on in the overall Lavaca County area. So one of the big things was a 2022 case of where two teenagers were killed in a two-car accident. The plaintiff pled guilty, and his name is Connor Ratcliffe, and he will be sentenced at a later date. So that's big news. There was also a lot of drug stuff going on in the jail, and so two more inmates were charged with that on felony warrants, and Jimmy Apple does a great job covering that. There was district court was held, and Wallstrom and Garcia were two people that were sentenced. The picture you will see on the second or the jump page is of Garcia, and Wallstrom was actually the one that was the sexual predator for sexual assault, and the other one, I don't know, he's the one that escaped, which I think is like real crazy.
Well, wasn't there some that brought drugs into
that
the
was
jail?
These two guys.
Okay.
That was Knezek and Knight. Yeah. So lots of stuff going on there. The traffic at the roundabout has changed. I can attest to it. It is now a three-way stop, not four-way though.
Well, then who has the right of way?
You have to. Everyone has to stop, but there's no one's coming from the pasture on the left. Right. Okay. I meant right.
All right.
Okay, and then area schools do report lower first attendance numbers, or first day attendance numbers compared to 2025, and Jimmy Goop breaks those down for you. And then you have some area first day of school pictures, and look at those cuties.
Yeah, they're all looking out the window of the school bus.
I know, aren't they just so cute? You gotta love it.
We got any birthdays today?
No, but yesterday was Jimmy G's birthday.
Okay.
Jimmy G is our new editor, if you don't know. And no one knew it was his birthday, except he told me today. But I told Clayton Kelley that he missed it, and then he felt really bad. But we all missed it. So we're sorry about that. But it is on our calendar now, so there that is. Chuck has his column, and it's what watch brand, is his trivia question is what watch brand takes a licking and keeps on ticking.
All right.
Do you know it?
Yeah, I know it, but I won't divulge it to mess.
What's the first letter?
T.
Timex?
I don't know. Is it?
I don't know. Is that even a brand? I think so.
I don't know.
Anyway, maybe we gave you a hint, or maybe we just gave you the wrong answer. We don't know. He also did 50 years ago. And Jots from Jim, he is talking about school being back in session. I don't know if he's sad that he doesn't go back to school, like have a back to school, but, he does I think, still miss or go in the teacher routine of things, right?
There you go.
And I don't know if he writes about the Astros, but I know he was fixing to not stop watching them as of yesterday, but he still watched some of it. He does talk about how hot it is, which it is definitely hot.
That's for sure.
And then he gave a shout out to the Shiner Junior League softball team, and I love him for that.
Well, let's do a shout out to Henry Joe Jasek while we're here.
My Henry, I miss you so much.
Because that little fellow would normally be on that page
He would.
with the 50 years ago.
But he's not. We do have 2 obituaries. We have Louis Alvin Berger Jr. and Fanny Pearl Brezik Lamza. Condolences to their families. And I know that I'm not supposed to cover this, but I think it's fair enough to say don't eat jalapenos or lettuce, right?
Yeah.
Both of them can get you this
That's
death.
what they're saying. And the lettuce didn't bother me too much, but when I can't have my jalapenos, well,
That's
I'm
like
nearly
you
as
mad.
bad as when I can't have my Rice Krispies.
So, like, how long is this going to last?
I don't know. I don't know. I picked up that article off of staff reports, and I haven't got to read all of it yet.
So read it, because if you like your jalapenos, that's a sad day
See,
for you.
that's another thing I don't understand. That stuff that's got all these problems is coming out of Mexico. Now, I know dang good and well that we raise lettuce in the United States, and jalapenos too. Why do we have to get our produce from another country?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
But I wish they would keep their diseases there for sure.
Yeah.
We have sports. Chuck is back being a busy little beaver. He's on his way to Schulenburg in a little bit to watch the Indianettes play in that tournament. But he was all over the place doing all the things, volleyball, football. And he's excited, and he doesn't get excited.
Yeah, he's a busy little fella this time of year.
And we do want to encourage all the kiddos in grades K through 2nd to participate in our coloring contest. They're in 4 of our 5 papers this week. We have Shiner has it, Hallettsville, of course, Moulton, and Luling. So grab you a coloring page. I did make a little mistake. I know that's hard to believe.
Yeah,
okay?
I can't hardly
but
believe
I
that.
did leave a spot for the kid's name. So just turn in the whole page, or put a little sticky on the back, or write it on the back. I'm sorry.
Is there a deadline for that?
Yes, the deadline is September the 4th, and you can bring it to the Hallettsville office or the Shiner office. Now for Moulton and Luling, you do have to mail it in or come to Hallettsville, but we're excited to get those and see what is going on. If you don't know, you can always become one of our sponsors of our coloring page by calling our office at 361-798. Oh no, I forgot our phone number.
2481.
2481. That is it. Are you sure? Yeah, it is, right?
Mm-hmm.
So thanks to all of our sponsors, and we really are wishing everyone a great school year.
You bet.
And then you had a close encounter with the possum, not like yesterday.
No, that's I wrote that story a long time ago, and I don't know. I put off publishing it because usually what I write about is history, and this column's a little silly, but it is a true story. And we had a close encounter with. Actually, it was 2 possums. It was
You were outnumbered?
a mom and a dad.
Oh, but they didn't have the babies?
we-
No bow chicken wow
Well, I
wow?
hope not.
Oh.
But we lived in an old house in Gonzales that was built in 1912. And it had those humongous ceilings, I don't know, 12, 13 feet. And to get into the attic, you had to go above a closet, and then it was like a little nook that you had to get into, and then you could get into the attic. Well, this thing was in the attic. I didn't know at the time what it was, but it was keeping me awake. It was running, and chances are it might have been chasing Mrs. Possum.
Bow chicken wow wow?
Yeah, I'm not sure. But anyway, I had all of it I could stand, and I went through the process of getting up into that attic, and took me a powerful light. And sure enough, there he was, his little eyes glistening. So I was determined that I was going to keep him from getting down in that little nook area anyway. So I came home from lunch one day. Well, before that, I had told my wife that I had gotten rid of him. And she was laying in bed one night. She said, he's down in that nook. And not only that, he's turned the light on. So when I came home for lunch the next day, I got back up in there and nailed that opening. I nailed it closed where he couldn't at least get down in that nook. And so the next night she's in there screaming again that he's back down in there. I said, there's no way, because I use 2x4s, I don't know what all. So anyway, we decided that we would call out the animal control people. And he came out and he got up in there with his light and he said, because we kept our kids' stuffed animals and stuff. He said, you got a bunch of stuffed animals up here and one of them's breathing. Long story short, he was in that nook and I was in there with him nailing that thing shut.
Oh, man.
And if he would have jumped me, because it's a very confined compartment, it would have been like that old, what's that old saying, where that guy was in a tree and said, shoot up here amongst us because one of us needs some relief. So it's a true story, albeit a funny one. So anyway, maybe you'll enjoy reading.
I think it's good. And you know how I feel about possums. There's some scary little things. All right, and one of the kids from Hallettsville, I think he is probably in high school now, but they raised money so that he could get a wheelchair accessible van to help him get to and from local places, including school.
That's great. We're going to move on over now to Moulton. Like Michelle said earlier, most all of the things on our front page are repetitive of what's in other papers. I think the only thing different is that story over there on the left-hand side that 2E's wrote about the school.
Yes. And I don't think I maybe mentioned, did I not mention the JP2 candidate being named? I think I didn't say it.
No, I don't.
But it is in Hallettsville and it is in Moulton,
Yeah.
and that is Mr. Chris Olchok is the candidate being named.
Yeah, I think he's going to be the Republican candidate. I don't know who's running on the other side or if he has anybody running against him.
Right, I don't either.
But anyway, yeah, you're right. We did. I don't believe you mentioned it. But other than that, everything on Moulton's front page is repetitive, and I'm sure several of our other papers pretty much have the same thing. So we won't need to spend a lot of time on that.
No, but definitely read up on Clayton Kelley with 2E's update on school news.
Exactly.
I know he goes over numbers and stuff like that. Murray's column appears in the Moulton paper as well, so you can't miss that possum story. Back to school, we thank everyone who sent in, or I guess didn't really send in, but posted on our Facebook post for school pictures and a little bit about the new year taking flight at Moulton. And then thanks to our sponsors for the Moulton coloring contest, same thing, send in a piece of paper with your name on it, because I made a little mistake. I mean, who knew, right?
Well, it happened.
And then congrats to these two ladies who placed 13th and 14th at the Yoakum Cross Country Meet. So a good start to their season as well. And that's Ava Oliveris and Mina Tinajero. I think I did it.
Both of them girls are quite active in sports. Since I've been doing this paper, they're in there regularly. And anyway, we thank all our advertisers. Leon's Plumbing, I believe, was on the back.
Yeah, they've done it for about a month right now. So if you're needing, because trust me, you don't want your AC going out now, right, Murray? You've had that.
Well, that's for sure. We're going to drive down the road to Yoakum and Nadine and Allison's paper. What you got on the front page?
Of course, you have some of the county articles. A semi-truck hit the underpass in Yoakum, which stopped traffic for 2 hours, which is a long time.
Oh, wow.
I don't know. I guess he didn't know how tall his load was. Because they do have those signs that tell you, hey, you're not going to fit.
Yeah.
Clayton Kelley with 2 E's does a city council story and goes over the enrollment for both Sweet Home is it Sweet Home or he did Sweet Home and Yoakum. So, and some firefighter honors are also on their front page. We have 2 obituaries, Ethel May Wagner and Keith Boyson. Condolences to their families.
You betcha.
Some sports, of course, volleyball and cross country, and I think most of our local schools had went to the Yoakum cross country meet. So the Bulldogs themselves won second at it. So you can see some of those reports, and best of luck as all those seasons are kicked off and headed on their way.
Don't forget your classifieds.
Because
Might just find something you didn't know you needed.
and all their back page, you'll find their jumps. So
You betcha.
not much to go on that one. But
Getting back
we're
to
done.
the sports, do we?
Yeah.
I know we have that fall sports preview coming out, so we don't actually have any schedules in the papers.
I don't think anyone has any this week. Mark had some a couple of weeks ago, and Luling's had some in the past. But you will find a pullout or a section in each paper. It's either going to be a separate pullout or it's going to be in the paper that you can take out of the paper and post your local team's schedules.
Well, this game that Chuck's going to in Schulenburg, is that volleyball?
Volleyball tournament, yes. And I think, I don't know,
Okay.
Sacred Heart or someone has a scrimmage. I think Hallettsville has a scrimmage tonight for football.
Right.
So
Okay, we're going to move on over now to the Shiner Gazette, Michelle's other favorite paper.
they're all my favorites. So the swim team is pretty new to Shiner, but it's probably on its 3rd or 4th year. It may say it actually in the thing, but they had 11 athletes qualify for the state meet that took place in College Station, and pictured at the top is Charlie Park with his gold medal and championship ring. So congratulations to him and his other teammates for placing and doing so well. Clayton Kelley does the enrollment for Shiner ISD as well, their numbers and what's going on there, because there is construction. And let me tell you about this construction.
All right.
So I used to always go Gonzales Highway, then turn, I don't know roads or numbers, but going towards Gonzales, then you turn and you get to the school that way, right? That was
Right.
our normal way.
You kind of cut through town.
No.
Because I always turn right at
Bame
that
Tractor?
across from the old tennis courts. I turn right and go back in there that way.
That's interesting. Nope, never done that.
Okay.
No, this is all the way by Barron's is where I turn.
Okay.
Well, I used to, but now that road is blocked off, so you can't go that way. But I'm so creature of habit that it's caught me already twice that I've went past the dollar store and boom, I realized I should have turned because I'm actually supposed to turn by Bame Tractor.
Well, you might as well just go on over to Gonzales and do a
Probably.
little shopping at H-E-B.
Yeah, but then my daughter wouldn't get to school. Because now that my husband's back at work, that's my job. Which is
Alright.
why I've been to work so early. Have you not noticed?
Yeah, I have.
Anyway, it's not fun. All the rest I think are the county stories, and there was a house moved from the center of town, and so that's fun. And I hear that it's going to be turned into a 3-bedroom, 2-bath home
All right.
on someone's land. So that is awesome. What else do we have? We have, of course, back to school, and also Shiner received some pictures placed on their Facebook page. And look at all those cuties as they headed back to school.
You bet.
And turn in, Janet did remember to put the name and grade and phone number. So, but remember to color that and support your local schools.
You know, they turn those in at Shiner, right?
Yes, they can. And we have 2 obituaries, Louis A. Berger and Bernice Cole. Condolences to their family.
You bet.
We have sports. Mark covered both the Lady Comanches and the Lady Cardinals as they started off their seasons. The Comanches played in the varsity, played in the Cuero tournament, so he covered that. And it looks like the Cardinals played Georgetown Grace and took it in 5 sets. The Cardinals opened to St. Joe, with the scrimmage, and I don't see it, but the Comanches hosted Tidehaven, where Quincy Jones, one of their main players, did get hurt, but I've heard that the good news is he's only out for 2 weeks. So.
All right.
And then there's also results from the area Yoakum cross country.
We got politics in there too, as always.
Yes, and we thank them for their support. And Sage Capital, Leon's, and if you're looking for a job, Casper Companies advertised in all our papers they are hiring.
All right.
We're in Luling.
We're in Luling now, the watermelon capital of Texas. And our friend Nicole Smith, who brought us a watermelon.
And I forgot to eat it.
Yeah. There was plenty in there.
I'm so sad.
I told Lonnie if nobody ate it, take it home. And she did.
Very sad about it.
It was very good.
All right. Well, there was a plane found in the trees. The investigation is still underway how it got there. But that was not the runway it was supposed to exit on.
Was it just found there, or did they know about it or not?
I don't really know because I didn't read the story. But you should read the story.
Oh, yeah.
And find out how it got there. Judge Hoppy Hayden, he addresses some questions being asked about decisions with data centers and land purchasing. So read that to understand his view on decisions being made. The 2026 football season is just within reach. The Luling Eagles will take on Nixon Smiley on August 27th, which happens to be next Friday at 7 p.m. And, of course, a great picture by Nicole Smith, which I didn't give her credit for. Sorry about that.
Very good picture.
Nicole also went out and took all these first day of school pictures. And so I gave 2 people the assignment because school started for Luling and Sacred Heart on Tuesday, which is our publication day. So I couldn't wait for parents to send them in. So Nicole and Clayton went to Sacred Heart and Nicole went to Luling.
Oh, right.
I did not tell Nicole anything to capture, just the motion. Clayton, I said, get a kid crying, get one holding hands, get a kid excited.
Get a kid with a dog.
I didn't say it with the dog.
But there was a dog.
Yes, and
he didn't get
it. But Nicole sends me these pictures, and sure enough, there's a kid that's crying, kids holding hands. Oh, and I said kids with backpack, kid very excited. So she, without telling her, understood the assignment.
Yeah.
Clayton did not get a kid crying because he thinks that's too sad.
Too easy. He's a little new at this. He'll catch on.
Yeah, okay, I'm waiting for that. We have one obituary, Floyd Joseph Wilhelm Sr. Condolences to his family. The mayor, C.J. Watts, talks about moving forward in the community together. So here are her thoughts on that. More sports. Luling, of course, did a cross-country meet. And last week, a lot of our Lavaca County papers had the heat and how it's being monitored and the new rules. So Nicole caught their monitor that sits above their practice field to tell them when it's safe and not safe. Eric Lugo talks about different sports. Their back to school coloring contest. Thank you so much to your sponsors. Send in your name and number and grade with that picture. The address is listed to the side, and we look forward to getting those. And then Ani and I went pick up some awards in Luling with Nicole. Did you see how big my plaque was, Ryan?
No.
Right there, look at it.
Oh, well.
It's quite bigger than yours.
Is it the first place?
Yeah, no, it's a sweepstakes. It's way better than first page.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, big. Have you seen my plaque hanging on the wall in there?
Yeah, it's not as big.
That says first place?
Yeah, it's not as big.
Oh, yeah. Well,
But we do thank the Luling City Council for honoring us at their meeting. It was nice. I know Nicole knows them all, but for Ani and I, who work 45 minutes away, we don't talk to these. We talk to these people a lot through phone and email, but we don't always get to meet them. So it was nice to put faces to names.
You told them that some of those were our papers in this county. In other words, because mine was Luling.
Yes.
And yours and is Ani, what is Ani holding?
These are all Luling's awards.
Oh, all of them?
Yeah.
Okay.
Luling got a lot of awards.
Yeah, they did.
Because we're amazing. Anyway.
Well, what did the city council say? Did they say
They said
anything?
we're incredible. We do incredible coverage. It's a beautiful paper. Michelle is the most amazing pageant editor they've ever met.
Now let's hear the truth.
They just said we do a really good job.
Okay. All right, that wraps it up.
We did it.
And we're right on time. We're right on schedule to keep them from being an hour long, which we don't need. We need to talk about any upcoming events. Of course, we've talked about sports, and we have the football preview, and then we got Discover coming down the road. About when is that?
Middle of September.
Okay.
And then after that will be Campsite Chatter. So if you're a hunter, you have some stories, find us. Yes.
And where do they turn them in at?
You can email them to the Tribune Herald at office.manager@lavacacountytoday.com, all spelled out.
All right.
We didn't pick those emails, just so y'all know.
No, they really didn't, or they would have been a lot shorter than that.
Because if you have a last name like Montgomery, boy, it's
It goes
long.
on forever.
Yeah.
Murray.Montgomery@. I nearly don't have enough room in the paper to stretch it out.
It's rough around here. We got
that.
real problems.
So, anything else you want to talk about? And this is our BS section of the podcast, which we've got about 5 or 10 minutes.
That's it?
It's
I can't talk anything for 5 or 10 minutes.
Well, you can talk about Clayton Kelley and his new computer that he's having.
Yeah, he's trying to work on a new computer, and he just texted me that he got it. So thank God. I think that catastrophe is over. He broke his laptop. We still haven't really heard how or why, but he was very beside himself about it yesterday. But it is getting fixed, we think. So let's just hope for that.
So he texted you during the podcast?
Yes.
So he doesn't know not to bother you during the podcast?
Clayton has a 1-track mind.
Oh, okay.
And it's on his time. Like yesterday, Chuck was calling him in here when we were putting the papers together and inserting. And he was inserting, and he had to finish to a certain point before he could answer Chuck. And Chuck will just keep calling till he comes. So it was quite fun.
So did Jimmy Apple bring his grandkids to...
No, I think they're back at school, like doing their other work. Which is good, because that one week I wasn't here, I heard they showed Clayton up pretty bad.
Yeah, they said they smoked him.
Yeah. That's so
Well,
sad.
Clayton is more, what's the word, precise when he does things.
He moves like a sloth. That's the word.
He wants to make sure that everything is exactly right.
And Jimmy G didn't know that you can't park there, like in his spot where Clayton backs up to pick up the papers.
Not if he wants to keep his car intact.
That's exactly it. But he was there, and so Clayton was beside himself when he walked out and saw the car there. But
Yeah.
Chuck had to tell him, because Clayton was too scared.
Well, we're not picking on you, Clayton.
Yeah, we are.
And all the people that listen to this podcast have to know that when we talk about 2E's, it's all in good fun, because he's part of our group.
Yeah, we're pretty lucky we don't have an HR department here, because I would be in it every day.
Really.
Yeah. I would have a permanent
You know, you
slot.
might, before you start trashing 2E's,
Yeah.
you might consider who around here is a DoorDash and goes and gets food on a moment's notice. So you can give 2E some kudos for that.
Yeah, thanks for getting my food, Clayton. I appreciate it.
So did y'all eat today?
Yes, but Clayton did not get his food because he had an interview. And sad thing is he tells everyone in the office what he's doing. Like, I have an interview tomorrow. And I feel like after the word interview comes out and tomorrow, whatever words follow, no one must listen to, because no one knew where he was this morning except that he had an interview.
All right. Well, that's bad, 2E. You need to let people know where you're at.
Well, I think it's not him. I think we just don't listen.
In case we need food.
That's right. I didn't know how long he was going to be, so I was pretty upset.
All right.
You know, it is what it is. But we love everyone. We're a great, big, happy family around
Yes,
here.
we are. Yes, we are. We are a team for sure. And that goes for all the papers.
And there's no I in team except Michelle.
What does that mean?
I'm the main I. If there was an I.
Well, okay. Well, one thing about it, you don't like bragging on yourself.
No,
You're
don't.
a humble little person.
I am very. I'm always humble and kind.
Humble? There used to be a gas station named Humble.
Really? I don't know about it. Is it 76 how you say that gas station, or is it 76? Because
I always say 76.
Because they had a whole lot of those in Washington. I don't know if it's 76 or 76.
Well, being as I've never been to Washington, I don't really know.
Yeah. But they don't have that many of those in Texas.
It used to be Gulf, Sinclair, Humble.
Sinclair's so cute. That's the dinosaur one, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I always used Gulf products. Back in the day, I had race cars.
Yeah.
And I always thought their gas gave me a little more pep.
And so did the gas coming out of your...
them pinto beans.
Pinto beans?
I will tell you one. I'll give you a little piece of advice.
Okay.
And this is kind of R-rated.
Oh, I told you it was going to switch.
I mean, it's a family show, but this is kind of like in the medical field.
Okay.
Don't eat a lot of watermelon with butter beans, because that can create a bad situation.
Like an explosion? It's a
Yes.
chemical reaction.
Yes. So that's a little medical
And
advice.
you know this from experience, I'm guessing.
Yeah, that's a little medical advice.
Okay.
We like to include, some medical things in our podcast to tell people what to avoid, just like them jalapenos.
Yeah, don't do it.
As a matter of fact, the jalapenos don't even have to be bad to create some problem.
It's true, they can be pretty fiery.
Yes, they can. Well, do you have anything else?
Well, no.
Besides, say, we want to all again tell Jimmy G. Galvan. Is that how you say it?
I don't know.
Happy birthday. We want to say a shout out to our friend Henry Joe Jasek.
My Henry!
And we don't ever mention Margaret very much. Maybe we ought to mention Margaret.
Hey,
And her husband Albert, that is a fantastic cook.
Oh, we never talked about his banana pudding cake. Boy,
Well,
that
that's
was
where
amazing.
I'm headed right now.
Okay, we're going.
Yeah. I didn't really take time to get the ingredients because I was too busy eating it. Do you know how it was made?
No, not really, but it was amazing. It was the best cake I've probably ever eaten.
And he cooks the best roast beef that I've ever eaten.
Do you know what's funny? I've never had it. And I hear that he's making it all the time.
Yeah.
But Albert, did you hear that? I've never had your roast beef.
Hint.
It's time! He's made us sliders that were really good. He does make us a lot of
he does.
food, desserts. We're lucky.
And then we have another fellow that comes in here sometimes, and I tell him he can't come in here unless he brings donuts.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm talking
David
about?
Smolik, and we were talking about him this morning that we haven't seen him in a while.
Well, maybe he's a busy man.
Maybe.
Yeah. Well, all right, let's wrap it up.
All right.
And go ahead and say your goodbyes, and then I'll say mine.
Well, here's to another fun weekend. Hope some people get to nap, because that's my favorite to do on a weekend. So if I'm not, I hope someone else is getting to. But whatever you do, be safe, have a good time. Don't eat jalapenos or lettuce.
Or tomatoes and butter beans. No, not tomatoes.
Watermelon.
Watermelon and butter beans.
Separate, but not together.
That's all for this time, folks. We appreciate you listening, and we hope that you'll share this podcast, and we'll see you next week. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.